Thanks, Brandon!
Oh, goodness.
Yep, I've forgotten what my real face looks like.
No scars, though.
He does.
I was bleeding.
Which, just like you, makes me an anomaly, an aberration. Watch the switch. You're too young to be on steroids, but...
Not always.
Yes, always.
Not to me.
I feel like they did, though. Didn't they? Not
Oh,
tonight.
I did have that one match with Bojack.
Yeah. Did you win?
No, he did.
Oh, wow.
So,
Wow. You're talking
that doesn't mean he gets to say whatever he wants. There's
Mm.
consequences to that.
I mean, all right, fair. All right, fair. Are we going? Okay, I want introduce yourself, please, because I'm gonna F it up.
Okay. I am Alexander S. Kirk from Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Also, Kung Fu Kirk,
Kung
right?
Fu Kirk.
There's no other little nicknames. I'm not
The celibate
remembering.
savior, the celibate sex symbol. That's what I used to go with.
Almost
first gimmick.
was a spit take.
Yeah, the celibate sex symbol, the celibate savior. Went by those 30-year-old virgin gimmick. This is the first gimmick I came in.
Why?
So it was mainly because it matched my character, it matched me personally. I mean, not exactly. I wasn't a virgin,
Okay.
but like, if you watch the 40-year-old virgin, you know, like he's awkward, he's weird.
Yeah.
I was very awkward, very weird when I first got into wrestling.
Okay.
And that's saying something when you get into wrestling because it's made of a bunch of weird people.
Weird, awkward people.
Yeah. So, I mean, I took it, I ran with it.
All right.
It got me places. And then I got in a tag team with, let me see, the first tag team I was in, was it the Mustache Mafia or was it Legendary?
Oh, that's right. I remember you said that.
No, it was Jacob that was talking about.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, look, see.
So I think so.
He did
I think
too,
it wasn't necessarily legendary at the time. We got put into a tag team just randomly at a show. Me and Matt O'Hare, with John Rose was the guy who just put us in a tag team. He's like, "You guys both have mustaches, kind of look like," and then we got together. Like, I think this could work, and we were tag team for 8 years.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
Like a long time to be a tag team.
Yeah. So, I mean, we went all around the state, everywhere, Illinois, Michigan. We didn't really do Michigan, we did Ohio, but we went a lot of places with it. We wrestled, we were Heroes and Legends tag team champs for a minute.
Okay.
And then we got to wrestle like Cowboy Bob Orton and then Santino. Now I'm gonna mess up his name. I shouldn't be.
I mean, you. No, keep talking. I'm interested. So you were a tag team for 8 years.
Yep. We got to wrestle like
How long have you been
OVW.
wrestling?
I've been wrestling 10 years.
Okay, all right.
So like Ron was a little before me,
Okay.
and then I got in the same year as Totelli
And you were trained.
by Congo Kong.
Okay, that's.
Same class as Anthony Totelli.
Who's also smashingly good. I
Yeah.
don't know. I've never seen him before.
You did.
I feel like I would have remembered him.
So he wasn't at the last show, but he was at, I want to say 2 shows before that.
Well, fine. He finally
So
made
he's-
me notice him. But all the matches again are always good.
Yeah,
You won or lost tonight.
I did lose
Yeah. It's big
by
sad.
disqualification, which I didn't do anything wrong.
I feel like that was very unfair. I feel
didn't-
like you didn't poke him in the eye on purpose.
It was his chapstick.
I mean, right, but I mean,
It was.
You
I
just
just didn't
fell
want it.
into
I
his
didn't
eye,
want it
right?
getting into my eye.
I mean, that's fair. You were trying to protect yourself.
Yeah.
No, I felt like that was very unfair. Even though I really liked Chap Daddy, it was still unfair. I was sad. I wanted you to lose fairly.
Yeah. That would have been better. I would have liked to have won fairly, but I mean.
I'm sorry. I really like you, but I really like Chap Daddy. Like, really.
JJ is really good.
He's a character.
He's definitely a character.
I have look. See,
Tell you what. That's just
again, I still love you. Don't get me.
PTSD.
Oh my God, I'm so bad. I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna have to do the lip balm now on. No chapstick.
So I know you don't just wrestle up here, which is
No.
at Super Shogun.
Super Shogun. That's probably this is, in all seriousness, my favorite promotion.
Really?
Yeah. That I wrestle.
I hear that a lot.
That I wrestle. It's my favorite promotion. I mean, the guys putting it on, Jared, Ben, they do an amazing job. Take care of us all.
Mom feeds you.
Yeah. So they try to run it as close to WWE as they can. You know, catering. WWE's catering. They put out food for the locker room. They make sure we're all paid, and then, you know, they make sure matches are good, and then we're not overly booked. He's not just putting people on to put people on, you know.
I appreciate that. That's a noticeable thing. But you're right. The matches are all really good.
Yeah. So, I mean, even tonight, there wasn't a bad match on the card.
Nope.
So
there was endings I didn't like, but I mean, come on, that's how that goes.
It's exactly, you know, you're having that, just like a movie.
Yeah.
You know, there's parts of the movie you don't like, but
the movie's still really freaking great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's why I think this is my favorite promotion to be at. You know, it's good top to bottom. You know, Ron's been doing a killer job keeping the locker room tight and not overly, you know, help people out when they need to. I mean, I've been helping out whenever I can.
See, that's decent. I like that. It's like a little weird dysfunctional family.
Oh, it's definitely dysfunctional, but
this is wrestling. I feel like this is what wrestling should be.
Yeah.
So it's nice to, but where else though? You don't go anywhere. I know this is your favorite. I can totally. Okay. Nonsense. You wrestle at Congo's.
What?
You wrestle it. That's Congo Kong's, right? It's
no,
fine. We'll just do this. I'm not really overly concerned. I'm just gonna hold it.
Okay. Well, that's FWS from Warsaw. Now,
Is it?
Yeah, Kong does help out.
Okay.
Like, he helps out with that promotion, but he doesn't run it. You know, Brian Johnson runs it.
Oh, all right. I know nothing. I know nothing at all.
Lightning Bolt, you know, he took a chance on me, you know, early on. So, all shout out to him. Like he put me in a match with Val Venus. So
I feel like everybody needs somebody like that, somebody who can take a chance on them.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't been there for a couple shows, but I mean, it's also been conflict with this show. So.
I mean, yeah, I could see that. So, like, what do you want to do with all this?
This, I'm just going with it right now. Okay. Like, at first, yeah, obviously, you want to make it as far as you can go, and everything. So that means, you know, obviously the biggest, where you want to end up is WWE. You know, whether you get noticed or not, you know. Right now, I'm just trying to enjoy it, you know, enjoying being in the locker room, helping out people who need help, you know.
Okay.
Not you know, making sure they're not taken advantage of and they're not like actually getting help, you know.
Oh.
You know, wrestling's not always good for everybody.
Yeah.
So
it has a tendency to fall into that.
But if you see me in the locker room, I'll make sure that doesn't happen, you know, for the most part. As much as I can, you know. Obviously, I don't see everything, but you know, more good people out there, the better. You know?
I agree. It takes a village, right?
Yeah. So that's right now my goal is just to have fun and like just.
Okay, so FWF, I bunny trail, and I'm sorry.
FWF, I've done Lethal Lucha for the last few shows. That's the major ones I've been doing. I've been mainly just trying to get back out after the pandemic. You know,
I swear that did everybody in.
Because
like everybody.
Before that was like booked every weekend, whether it's PWK, FWF, New Wave, and you know, New Era. And I'll still go down to New Era. Shout out to.
Where's New Era?
That's Shelbyville, Indiana.
Oh, well, shout out to them then. I suppose.
Yeah, Donnie or Jed, Hillbilly Jed. You know, so he's my uncle. So if you Kondo Khan's my wrestling dad, and then Hillbilly Jed is my wrestling uncle. You
That's
know,
lovely. I love that.
well, I mean that's where we got our got brought in at. Like, hey, you go down there, he'll help you out. You know, where you get some separation. You know, from Steve. You know, to like
Okay. Yeah.
get out there and like not have to worry, have him release you from the nest, but yet not go too far, at that point, you know what I'm
Push the baby
Yep.
birds out, but make sure they don't get eaten by
Yeah.
the cat, maybe?
saying? Yeah. So Jed was very, very good. DC, always welcomed us, and he was calling students down. We pretty much, when there was room on the card, he got us on.
That's
And
pretty decent.
and they were super nice to us. Me and Matt, tag team champs down there as well.
All right.
Very good promotion for Shelbyville. I mean, they're rocking the houses down there. Still got really good talent down there. Still got Jed. They still got Anthony goes down there still. So,
Oh, all right.
so that's probably why you don't see him.
That would probably be why.
So he's more Southern Indiana, and then Heroes and Legends.
I've heard of that.
I was booked on that. Probably like from the third year of my career, third to fourth year of my career. I did the pre-show, but it's kind of because that's where I was trained at. I was Jason Maples is who originally hired Steve as a trainer.
Oh.
So for Heroes and Legends.
Oh.
So
okay.
that's how I got in the business with that. So
Why did you get in the business?
why?
Did you just wake up and be like, I like wrestling so much, I want to be a wrestler? Was it just like that?
It was like that.
All right. I can see it in my head.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I probably I was really actually in a bad spot in my life before that. Because I failed out of college and I really didn't. Yeah, I came back and I was just working at a factory and I was just like, well, what do you want to do? Like, I don't know. I was just like, well, what about wrestling? I mean, you saw I could watch TNA, I could watch WWE. There's even like Ring of Honor at the time.
Okay.
That was kind of more prominent. I was just like, well, I mean, there's definitely opportunities out there and everything. So I looked up a local wrestling school, and that so happened to be Jason Maples.
Wow.
And then I started wrestling, or started getting trained by Kondo Khan.
Did you have any athletic background? Did you play
I was an amateur.
sport?
I was an amateur wrestler in high
Okay,
school.
all right. Okay.
But I mean, when I started versus then, I was a heavyweight in high school.
Nonsense.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm heavyweight now, but I did lose a bunch of weight before starting to train. So I was at 200 pounds
Oh, wow.
when I first started wrestling.
That feels like it'd be super skinny for you. I don't know. I'm not good with weights.
I was actually.
You look all right now.
I was still good, but I had a lot more muscle tone.
Oh, okay.
So that's why 200 is probably where I should be at.
Okay.
200, around 200 to 185 is probably if I was real ideal weight. That'd be super cut, but there's no way I'm probably getting to 185. I've done it before. I've been down to 185.
It gets harder when you get older.
Yeah. Well, I think the pandemic hit me. I also was in a couple different jobs that didn't help. Whereas working at the factory, and then I switched to sales.
Oh my God, I did the same thing. I was working retail and now I'm in an office job and I've gained weight. It's awful.
Yeah.
God.
When I was in the factory, I'm just constantly moving. So it was no big deal. I go to the gym and then I mean, I did cardio and I did work out, but then like it was like an extra workout just going to work.
Yeah, because you walk so much. You're on your feet.
I remember like, so I had a steps counter on my phone. I remember like I did 30,000 steps.
Wow.
And
that's a lot.
Yeah, I was from the factory floor.
Like, I don't think even like preparing for an inspection, I did more than 15,000 in a day. That's a lot. Wow.
Yeah.
My God.
So it was really easy then, and then like 2020 hit, and so I switched jobs from factory to sales. And by the way, if you knew me like 8-10 years ago, celibate savior was my gimmick because I was not good at talking.
I cannot with that.
I was not good at talking.
God.
So, but I also worked on it with like the legendary gimmick. I'd do a promo every show to introduce us.
Okay.
So
that's a good way to get over that. Is just do it.
Repetition.
Yeah.
So I do that, and then promos, wrestling, confidence. You know, it's just building confidence, meeting new people every day in the locker rooms. No idea.
Yeah, you really don't. You really don't.
Yeah. So that's how I, got over that. Like my talking, I don't have spurts and moments like I do now.
I mean, everybody has little spurts and moments, I feel like.
But I was able to switch to sales, and I did a good job selling cars.
I'm fairly certain I would make an excellent car salesman. I can sell just about anything.
Yeah. And then I got out of that to sell roofs. Now that one hit my. That one's the reason why I got real big, because I was actually losing back weight as a car salesman. Because I'd work out with Anthony.
Oh.
So I'd actually work out with him and everything. And then I was starting to lose back my weight.
Okay.
And then I went to this roofing sales. Now it was rough because you're driving 3 hours to a house to drive like 3 hours home. So you're out all day.
Unhealthy in a car, and you gotta eat. You have to eat, but also.
Yeah, and so it's like, okay, I could either like eat healthy and eat this cold food.
Yeah, yeah.
But after like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks of doing that, you're just like, I just want something warm. I don't even care.
So bad, but yes.
Yeah.
I get you. Believe me, you don't.
Yeah. And then you don't want to stop. And because all the healthy food, you have to stop and eat.
Yes, but you can't stop because you're going to be on the road for 3 hours. Do you really want to add a half hour to that? No, exactly. You don't. You're tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get you.
So I quit that, and I did just up and quit that. I didn't really have I didn't have a solid fallback plan on that.
Wow. Did it work out okay?
Yeah. So
okay,
now
then it's all right then.
Now I got an insurance, insurance and sales producer for insurance.
All right.
So
that sounds better than.
Now I got a 9 to 5.
Oh, that's very nice.
15 minutes away, and
that's even nicer.
I don't have to worry about 3-hour drives anymore.
Very nice.
So that worked out for me, and then on those fronts, I would just talk to people all day and hope they like the quote I give them, their car insurance or home or whatever.
So it gives you more time for wrestling then, right?
Yeah.
So I have to know, do you like to wrestle tag team better or solo better?
Wow. So tag team and solo are just two separate animals.
Are you gonna give me, they're both my children and I love them the same but different? Because that's what I feel like you're gonna do.
They're just two different animals.
But which animal do you prefer then? Is it cats or dogs?
Is it cats or dogs?
Yes. Don't whip a waffle. You can. I'll give you time, but you got to give me an answer.
That's rough.
You can give me reasons for your answer if you want to justify it.
So, I do like tag team wrestling more.
Okay.
And here's the real reason. There's just more. It's more complicated. So it's like, you got more things going into the match. So it's more things to mess with, more things to play with. in a match.
All right.
You know, that would be my go-to. Would be
I like
doing a tag
that.
team. It's more complicated, so you got to be more on point. You
So
know,
you actually prefer it complicated?
yeah. It's
Why?
it's the psychology and everything. Just like I said, it's more to do. I like having have more options available.
I like tag teams for the same reason. The psychology that goes on is much more intricate than singles matches
Yeah,
give you.
yeah.
So,
And then when you nail the tag team match, you know, like right away throughout
yeah.
the whole thing.
Yeah, you do.
Versus a singles match, yeah, you have some variety there and everything. Now my favorite match so far. I mean, besides wrestling Val Venus, I don't know. That's probably gonna be up there, you know.
I feel like that would be up there.
I mean, so
who's somebody that you want to wrestle and haven't? Like somebody you actually could, like if they watch this, be like, yeah, let's do that.
shoot.
Or have you wrestled with everybody you want to wrestle with?
So I feel like I'd much rather wrestle like some new guys and like.
Do you want to break them before they
break them before they start?
Yes, that seems unfair.
If I did, I'll go with like somebody I haven't wrestled that I would wrestle for like a really good match. Probably like the Sons of Saginaw.
Ah, yes. And it's straight out of Saginaw now.
Yeah.
But
Well,
also,
it
I was
depends
really
on-
excited. No, I promise. I asked them with
Straight
my
out of
own
Saginaw?
mouth, and they
Yeah.
said straight out of Saginaw. They have a Facebook group and everything.
I'm sorry. I thought it was Sons of Saginaw.
I'm sorry I yelled before I corrected, but I was so excited.
I mean.
My God, I'd die. I'd probably scream myself to death.
Yeah. I think they're doing good and they have great work. They have good psychology. So it'd be a good match to have.
It would be a really good match. I can see it in my head. It would be spectacular.
Yeah.
So you're talking about tag team. Who would your partner be?
Oh yeah, actually, yeah, I forgot about other people. It was all
I
just
don't know
you.
at this point, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know, you know. Me and Matt O'Hare had our blow off. We just separated. We did that at FWF, you know. So
Do you hate the Den?
Do I hate the
Are
Den?
you guys like? Are you
Did
guys
see how
like?
they did them a few months ago?
No, I didn't. I don't remember.
I got
Are
son,
they bad
man.
to you?
They are bad to me.
That's not okay. You probably deserve it though. Sorry,
Well, I mean, if
not sorry. I really love them. I'm so sorry.
they gotta get a win any way they can.
But they
Unfortunately,
get it, though.
that's how they had to get the win.
It's okay though. They just you could make up with them and then you could
I
tag
can
team
tag
with
with the
them.
Dead.
Yeah, you definitely wouldn't lose with them.
They are two big guys, so
Yeah. It'd be
they're a
three big
menacing
guys.
force. They are definitely a menacing force.
Oh, Jen was so scared. I was
He's-
scared. I was in the audience. I was scared.
He's a big guy and he can move like.
So can you? My God, you're like a ballet.
Ballet dancer.
Yes, I don't know. That was a bad analogy, but you're very nimble. Yes. Oh my God. Yes, that's the right word. Thank you. Yes, you're very nimble. So you're very enjoyable. Okay, so now I want to know who out of the people that you've wrestled before, who is your favorite person to wrestle? Like you guys just do well together. You're well matched. Like it's always a good match, no matter who wins or loses.
Wow.
So maybe not favorite, but like crowd favorite. Like who every time you wrestle with, like do people love? Because you can tell. I know you can.
So, my favorite person to wrestle doesn't wrestle anymore.
Aw.
He might wrestle. I don't know.
Big sad.
Was Tank from FWF. Now he hasn't been wrestling for a couple years. I think it was like COVID.
Okay.
He had some illnesses, some injuries to get over. He might be getting back into it. I've heard some rumors here and there.
Oh.
But I mean, every time I wrestled him, it was a good match. Him and then Bruce Dillon, as the Midwest Monsters. Now they don't wrestle as Midwest Monsters anymore, but
no, but he's still a Midwest monster.
But that was probably that was probably my favorite match I've ever had, was the Legendary versus them as the Midwest Monsters.
Wow.
And I was at PWK.
Really?
In Bourbon.
Did you break the ring? I feel like you guys would all broke the ring.
It was, I was also 200 pounds at the time, so Matt O'Hare is
I don't even mean fat wise. You're just all you guys are all guys, strong, big.
Yeah, we're familiar with
Bruce Dillon's, God, yeah. He's a big guy. He electric chair dropped me in that match.
What is an electric chair? I don't know the names of hardly anything.
So he put me on his shoulders and then dropped me.
Oh wow, that must have been hella good. I mean, not for you though. Not for you.
I mean, it was impressive for the crowd to watch.
That's what I meant. As a watcher, I bet that was
He's 6'7", so you're.
I was up there.
Oh my God! Oh, that's so high.
Legit 6'7".
Yeah. So funny story, because that didn't bother me because Congo Kong traded me.
Oh, all right, fair.
But the first time he taught me how to do a power bomb. I'm like,
I know
you take it, you take the power bomb, and I was just like, okay, it's fine. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt, but you have to learn how to take it. And I remember he got me up, and then I took that breath in because I was just scared because it was so high. And then boom, I was just I knocked the wind out of me. I was just it was all my fault because you just, as the first time getting 6'8" or 6'7", he's tall too.
He's so tall.
So first time getting that height, and I was just down I go.
Does it always knock the wind out of you?
No.
Okay.
The first time you're up that high,
okay.
you think you're prepared for it, and then you realize you're not.
Then you realize, oh no, I was not prepared. But if you breathe out, it won't knock the wind out of you. It just hurts you.
Okay.
It's just the
it's just that first time.
Yeah.
That's scary. That's really scary.
Yeah. But yeah. So taking an electric chair drop at that point was just okay, I'm nowhere. I know I've been this high before.
Yeah, that's old hat for you.
But that match was super good from top to bottom on that. That's probably my favorite match. That wasn't anything like Heroes and Legends were good matches.
Yeah.
But I feel like they were always more gimmicky, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's kind of that kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's more okay, it's a one-time thing. It's not one time. It's 2 times a year. It's more special, but it's not okay, a whole story built versus Midwest Monsters. That was a whole story we built to that match.
I love the stories. I do. It makes everything better.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, getting to complete the story like that was fun. With Midwest Monsters, the Mustache Mafia gimmick, finishing that story there, that was fun. One of the first stories I came into the business with was versus Anthony Toatelli and Congo Kong,
That's
Strong
intense.
Style.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who won?
I think that just kind of washed out.
Oh.
To be honest with you.
All right.
Because the story was between basically all of us, but Kong went his way, and it was just me and Anthony. Anthony did win that, but
okay.
But that was 10 years ago. So
okay, all right. I know it doesn't always matter who wins, but sometimes it does.
Yeah.
So your wrestling outfit is stupidly lovely. I love it so much. Not stupid in a bad way. It's great. I love it. Why though?
Why? It's just big. It's in your face.
It is in your face.
That's what I like about it. It's in your face. And it says everything I wanted to say. It's pow! You're going to get hit.
All right.
It's going to be a match. It's not going to be. It's not ballet.
All right.
Go full circle there.
Well, I see. I had already forgotten I said that. See, why the Kung Fu Kirk? Oh, I mean, obviously, Kirk his last name, but Kung Fu. Do Kung Fu people?
I can.
Can you?
Yeah. I can.
Okay.
In wrestling,
Yeah.
you know, obviously there's.
'Cause you-
So you notice depending on the rules of the match, it depends on what kind of match you get. Because if you watch, for example, Muay Thai, they have like Muay Thai kickboxing, but they'll still do grappling, but it's a totally different style of fighting than UFC.
Yes.
You know, it's just the nature of the rules. UFC is a totally different beast. Boxing on its own thing. So wrestling, obviously, you have wrestling, and Kung Fu is more of the strikes, and there's the forearms.
See, that makes sense. I didn't understand. I will. That's got to be some kind of sports ball.
Yeah. So that's why Kung Fu Kirk, and I come out to Kung Fu fighting. So
you do. I mean, I get the connection between the song and the name. I just didn't understand the name.
Yeah. If you watch like Ricky Steamboat, for example,
I'm really not faking.
Man.
I wish I was faking. Do you see I'm getting red? I'm not faking.
3 years now.
3 years now. Ricky Steamboat, Macho Man Randy Savage stole the show, WrestleMania 3.
I've never seen it.
Matches ever.
Yeah.
The build up to it was phenomenal.
Yeah. So Ricky Steamboat, he would come out, he came out full gi.
Okay.
But he still wrestled, most of the match. He was still wrestling. He didn't just do strikes. He didn't just hit people. Because it's still a wrestling match.
All right.
You know?
Which is why you do what you do then.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. See, thank you. I just didn't understand it.
Yeah. Granted, he probably does a little more strikes, but he still did suplexes. He still did all that. He had a million moves, and I could study all of his moves and still only do probably 50% of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He had a lot in his arsenal.
How many moves do you have then? You said.
I have a lot, but not as much as Ricky Steamboat.
Wow. Okay.
I have ones that I'll probably never pull out in a match.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense to do them. If you can win another way, why?
I mean, I guess that makes sense. I just would do
all the moves. I wish
I would do all the. Oh my God, I would do all the moves. I'm so stupid.
You go with what works for you, So even though I have moves I know how to do, there's moves I haven't done here that I've done in other places. Like I've done power bombs in other places. But
what's your favorite move?
What's my favorite? Roaring elbow.
What's your favorite move? Not that.
Not that.
So the second favorite?
Yeah, his second favorite. All right, if you want to get technical, what's your signature? Yeah, what is your signature move?
Probably the Germans. No, I mean that's probably what I go with the signature here. The regular. I mean, the non-released Germans were the trio, or I don't know. I didn't do a trio today. I did more like 6.
I like those though. Those are fun.
No, apparently, there's a heck of a game going on behind us.
Apparently, my goodness, they need to calm down. That foosball's not that important.
But my favorite match here, I probably put it up with Braun. Me and Braun had a really good match here.
You're well matched with a lot of these people.
But probably my favorite match was me and Rick Cartier. That was.
Yeah, you guys are really good together.
Yeah,
you could tag team with him. Oh my God, that'd be so good. You and him against Straight Outta Saginaw. Oh my!
I'm trying to think if I.
Yes, they have to be heels.
I'm pretty sure I faced him as a tag team.
Have you?
Him and then Fat Tony used to tag team. Fat Tony. No, it's not. No, it's not Fat Tony. It's Tony. Oh, no, I'm gonna mess it up. It's like it starts with a G. He's like Tony. He does. He did because he's not wrestling right now. He did a like a pirate type of gimmick.
Oh, Tony Garrett.
Garrett. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know him.
Yeah.
Oh, haha, that's fun.
I'm not sure if we've actually. If we did, it was like a multi-man tag match because I know we've been a lot of same places, but funny enough, we've been to all the same places, kind of like around here,
Yeah.
Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, and then never wrestled each other until this year.
Really, that was the first time?
First time we ever wrestled one-on-one. So going into it, you never know what to expect because like some people it's good chemistry, and then some people are like, oh, this guy's really good, and then it's like no good chemistry. Like
I imagine that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't like have good it's like when you act with somebody, you can be both great actors, but like nobody's gonna believe that kiss scene. Not that you guys kiss, but nobody's gonna believe it. Like Sam and Diane in Cheers, which you're still probably too young for.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh,
Cheers.
sweet Jesus! Okay.
I know what you're talking about with Cheers. Yeah.
Earlier, I did a "They're all too young for it" reference, and so.
It happens. I'm getting older too. I don't remember who I was talking to, but I was listening to Eminem, and I think somebody was just like, "Oh yeah, that guy from the." He said that guy from the Minecraft video. I'm just like,
Eminem.
yeah, Eminem.
Oh wow.
And like, and I was just like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, apparently he did a Minecraft video.
I did not know that.
And I'm just like, oh, that's not where I know it from.
No, it's not. Oh goodness, I really feel old now.
Yeah, no, that made me feel old. I was just like, no.
But yeah, so I vote you and Rick Cartier against versus, not against. That's versus straight out of Saginaw. Yep.
That would, I mean.
I would drive in another Blizzard for that.
I
would drive in a Blizzard. Shogun's really top.
Shogun is.
I gotta say.
From top to bottom, it's been really good.
Wrestlers are pretty okay too.
The locker room, top to bottom, you know. Ron being a strong face the whole time. JJ. Me and JJ.
God, he's so great. You're all of y'all are. I feel like I'm talking like about them, but you are also great. Yeah. All y'all are great. I love it up here.
No,
we're over here to some people, but it's up and over for me.
Up and over. That's straight up for me from Fort Wayne. Like straight up 69.
Is it really?
For the most part, like you get some curves.
That's nice.
But it's still 4 hours.
Holy shit! Wow, that's not nice. I'm so sorry. And you're sitting here talking to us, and you have to drive?
I'm not driving back tonight.
Thank God. Okay, I was like all panicky and mothery.
No, I'm not driving back tonight.
All right, good.
Not tonight.
Good.
But yeah, that's what I mean. The locker room, all the matches are top notch. We're not slacking anywhere on the card. We do have
you have new people in too.
We have new people in, but we don't overdo it with them. You know, make sure we hey, here we go. That way we introduce them, try to get them in more. You know, without overworking them or put them in a situation they're not ready for. You know.
I like that. I like that a lot. Safety seems to be a big thing here, and I'm here for it because a lot of promotions are not safe.
Yeah. They'll just throw you in and hope for the best.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
I mean,
yeah. They threw me in. I would hope for the best.
Did it work?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
I did a lot better than what I was supposed to. Yeah, a lot of places. So I remember when I just finished training. Steve invited everybody. Congo Kong.
I know who you're saying when you say him. I promise.
He threw out in the group chat and I remember I was just like the newest trainee, but I was just just barely trained, so I was able to do matches and stuff. But I knew I was like on probably on the last of his list to be like, but they were doing a Global Force tryout, and he was doing it. Obviously, he invited everybody up. I'm like, hey, anybody wants to go? I went. And I didn't go anywhere. I didn't go to Global Force, but it was a good learning experience. And I got seen by Scott Demore. I popped him. So for being less than 6 months in,
Oh, wow. All
you
right.
know, that was less than 6 months in, popped him. You know, he liked the character. He liked the 30-year-old virgin gimmick. He thought it was funny.
I would be hysterically laughing. I couldn't even help it.
It worked.
It's very over the top.
Yeah. So, granted, I wasn't, obviously, they had a lot more talent pool than, so, but it was a learning experience, helped me out, got me down the road. Got to listen to a few vets, that got places.
Wow, that's impressive. That's
Yeah.
helpful.
Yeah. So, granted, it's not completely insane just to get thrown out to the wolves, but there's ways to doing it and there's ways not to do it. That was a way to do it because it was a tryout. It was easier. It was less risky.
Really?
Yeah. And then you get seen by top level guys like Scott Demore.
Is that the only way you can get seen? Like, do top level guys ever be like Jesus? Do they are they ever like, I'm gonna go to this indie promotion? Like, is that a thing they do?
So you can take seminars. Like I took a seminar from Jamie Noble and Fisher's. So you can pay to do seminars versus tryouts, but basically that's what some of these things are. You'll pay to do a tryout or a seminar.
What is a seminar? I thought you all just like stood there and like listened to somebody that was experienced talk.
Sometimes they'll let you get in the ring. They'll like show you stuff.
Okay.
Like I actually got to do some in-ring stuff with Jamie Noble in that seminar.
Oh. Wow.
He's a hell of a wrestler.
He still is.
I imagine so.
That's really dope, though.
Yeah.
So that's like seminars are a way to get seen or noticed or whatever.
Experience.
Okay.
There's tryouts you can do to get seen, noticed, and stuff like that. To get out to different places. So, I mean, can't knock them, but some of those tryouts aren't tryouts. They're just money grabs. So, but you gotta just be aware which one you're doing.
It's like the acting agencies that just take your money and don't really give you any jobs.
Yeah.
Wow, that's not okay.
No.
How can you tell though if you're new and green?
That's the problem. You just got to listen to the guys around you. Say, hey, is that a good seminar? Is it not?
Okay, all right. So that's where like the veteran. What constitutes a veteran, by the way?
So,
like you're a veteran, right?
Yeah.
I would assume, yes.
So I don't want to place in blanket terms on like that.
Okay.
Being at least 5 more years in the business.
Okay.
And having to work, having at least worked with some names, I would say, that would be my thing, at least capable of working with names.
Okay. Not just been winging it around for 5 years.
Yeah.
Weekend warrior or something.
Capable if like I got thrown into the ring like tomorrow with like, the guy from like AEW or, like Billy Gunn or, I would at least be able to have a match, be good, where Billy Gunn's like, who the fuck? Train this kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, that makes sense.
That way, you're not just listening to anybody out there,
Okay.
People, and I'd say there are a minimum of matches, like if you've been here 5 years, you should at least have 250 matches.
Okay.
At least. If you don't have 250 matches in 5 years,
Yeah, I feel like you're not really wrestling then.
Yeah. So that's also a thing. So there's these guys been here and been in the business for 10 years and they'll have 200 matches.
Oh.
So
Well, you don't have if you don't have experience. Like you need to do a lot of matches to get experience,
Exactly.
right? And you can't be a veteran without experience.
Mhm.
So
that'd be what I would constitute.
okay. Was wondering, as people say vets, and that's what I was thinking was like 5 or 6 years, but beyond that, I don't know.
Yeah.
So you're definitely a vet.
Yeah, I've been around 10 years now. 10 years now. I've faced people like Val Venus, OVW or OVE, not OVW, OVE.
Do you help these little whippersnappers out?
I try my best. Some people are very trying.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. God bless them.
But for the most part, like in the locker room, they listen. In this locker room, they definitely listen. Versus like other locker rooms, sometimes you just don't. You just don't talk to them because you're just like, oh, even if I said something, they're not going to take it.
Do you think that's a thing just in some select places, or is that getting to be like more common?
That people don't talk, or like people don't say anything,
or people don't listen.
Listen. I'm not sure. To be honest with you, I think they might just be like, I might just have a feeling that way.
All right, fair enough.
Because now I'm like being able to say something.
Fair enough.
Versus like what the reality of it. Maybe it was always this way. Maybe I was that way. I feel like I always listen.
That's possible.
I feel like I always listen, even though I know there's like people when I first started would give me a hard time, that I eventually won over just because like I listen, I pay attention, I work hard, and I do get better, Like when I first started, Jack Thriller. I don't know if that name hits any bells. Jack Thriller was a vet here in the Michigan area.
Okay.
I don't think he wrestles anymore. I haven't seen him wrestle in some time, but he in Europe, he actually had some.
Wow.
But every show, like my first year, he'd be like, "This guy, why?" He mentioned Dick Cullen every time. Like, you brought this guy, like it was a thing. Like, I just, like just his face.
Just one time.
It was like every show for like a year and a half, and then I had a match with him, and then we were good. And then we were good. We were done. He was just like, yeah, no. I had a heck of a match with him, and he was impressed. So,
So you won him over?
I won him over after that.
Right.
Now then I could do no wrong.
That's a long time, though.
Yeah.
You have to deal with getting razzed.
Razzed, but that's it wasn't like he did anything bad.
No.
But it was just like
I've noticed. I see a lot of the older guys, not all of them, but a lot of the vets with like the younger kids. They razz them. It's in a good natured way.
Yeah, you have to develop a thick
pecking
skin
order.
for them.
Yeah.
That way they're able to handle bigger and more stressful things.
Like the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally see, and I get why they do it, and it's always done, mostly done in a loving way. So I'm here for it. I like it.
Yeah, that's been wrestling since it started.
I like it. It's like a fraternity.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a weird, messed up fraternity, but I don't know how we got into it, but
I have no idea. I bunny trail a lot. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. Any other questions you got for me?
I can't think of any. Do you have any? You're his favorite.
I'm your favorite?
What?
He loves you. I love you too.
I didn't say favorite.
Well, not favorite, but like he really, really likes you.
I really appreciate the larger guys who can move. They're not slow, lumbering beasts.
That's what
I like strong and fast. You're strong and fast.
that's what happens when you train with Colin.
Is it hard to pick? I do have one more question. When you pick them up and do the flingy thing, what is that?
Suplex?
Yes. Is that hard?
If you don't know how to do it.
Oh,
If you
I meant for you. No, like for you.
But if you get throw someone and they're not ready to jump,
Oh.
It's a momentum thing. So if you got your hips popped and all the timing's right, it goes smoothly. If it doesn't,
And it doesn't.
Someone tries sandbagging you, that could be an issue.
All right, fair enough.
So I mean, that is what it is there.
All right. Well, thank you very much for chatting with me.
No problem.
All right. We are gonna go because, yeah.